Every once in a while, we get a call that really upsets me. People will call in and ask, what can I do after an apartment fire but without renter's insurance? I'm Eric from Effective Coverage, and the fact is you'll not find a single person in the entire country more dedicated to insuring renters. But sometimes, people do not get the message in time. The scary thing is that most people will be impacted by a home fire at some point in their lives. So you had an apartment fire and you and your roommates don't have renter's insurance. First, we extend our sympathies to you. This can be a very hard time, but you will get through it. Rebuilding your life after an apartment fire with no renter's insurance is harder than it might otherwise be. But there are a few resources that you can lean on. First things first. Call Effective Coverage, get renter's insurance for your new place. Once you've done that, here are some resources for you to turn to after an apartment fire without renter's insurance. Some are well known, others are less well known but no less effective when you're in a bind. First is the American Red Cross. Often the Red Cross volunteers appear at the scene of an apartment fire with basics like a blanket, bottled water, and the like. They have been known to offer a night or two in a hotel for those who truly have no other options. But their local resources can often be stretched thin, especially this time of year as it gets colder across the country. Goodwill and other thrift stores, thrift shops like Goodwill, are a great place to start replacing your things that you need immediately. Things like clothes. Often basic household appliances are even available, and most of what's on the shelf is barely used and very, very inexpensive. Even the local fire departments in several cities in New Jersey have gone on the record saying that they are not willing to let anyone suffer after an apartment fire without renter's insurance, and they've put together some options. Speak to someone at the responding fire department to see if they have any resources that may be able to help. Then there's always the local food pantries. If you had a fridge full of food lost in that fire and you need to feed yourself or your children, food pantries are great resources. They may ask for documentation of income or local residency, but they're also flexible with the fact that you're not likely to have that documentation in the event of a fire. Your local church or other house of worship may have resources available for personal crises such as an apartment fire. Without renter's insurance, you may have to lean on those resources as well. This will vary between the organizations and may or may not be dependent on your membership, but do contact the organization for more details. In summary, there are definitely resources out there to help with the portions of the needs you'll experience after an apartment fire without having insurance of any kind. But none of them will replace all of your personal property with like kind and quality like your renter's insurance will. None of them will handle the liability if you're responsible for that fire. And none of them will automatically pay for you to stay in a hotel. So please, contact Effective Coverage, subscribe to our YouTube channel, just get a quote to see how affordable your renter's insurance policy could really be before a catastrophe occurs. Thank you for watching Effective Coverage for Renters.